How's it guys, this is Davey FPL and welcome back to another deadline with Davey live stream. This live stream is going to be a bit later than usual, no early kickoff or at least on the Saturday game, and therefore I'm joining you guys a little bit later into the afternoon. Hopefully you are having a great weekend. In SA it's actually a long weekend, so if you guys are also having a long weekend, enjoy it. And we hopefully going to be getting some early team sheet news. At least I hope so. I've made no transfers. I've got 3 transfers in the bank. So hopefully we can use a few of those in the stream. Taranga's just jumped the gun. Good audio and video. Thank you for that one. I don't even have to ask about it. Isaac can have a massive haul. David, thank you for getting my biggest fear out in the chat. To start off with, yes, I do have a feeling that Isaac could potentially go quite large. And I am worried about that. But as Tarang was saying, just let me know if the audio and the video are sounding good. How much are your total points? I can check that for you. It is 981. Let me know if you guys are above that or below that. Just give me a second while I bring up the chat, and then we can go over all your questions. A lot of how's Christian Rosslin getting in early. Tony H, thank you for becoming a legend member. Do appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy your stack and see that you already have had legend membership, so thank you for renewing it. And then FPL Hits as usual is saying, hope you're doing well. I've got 2 free transfers and 2 million in the bank. 2 options, Mbumo Konza to Trent Semenyo or Mbumo Konza to Gordon VVD. Don't have Isaac. Oh my, that's a tough one. As soon as I saw the Gordon Van Dijk, I was very tempted by that one. I would probably say that that's where I would look as like a short-term punt. But I think probably Trent Semenyo is better for the long term. It is tough though, I will give you that one, because Gordon has 2 great fixtures coming up, and at least you can provide some coverage with him. So yeah, actually that is very interesting. I guess I could also go for Gordon, but then who am I going to bench? Semenyo? Don't exactly know. But yeah, I think the Trent moves are probably more sensible there. He also said, thanks for the help. No, thank you for the support, Rahits. Osama saying hi. Vincent saying finally back to joining from Osaka now. More importantly, no chocolate milk today, unfortunately. I've just got water and Mountain Dew. I didn't have enough time. I was a little bit stressed to get on this stream. How nailed is Timber? Timber's pretty nailed. You don't have to worry about him for the medium term. I'd say long term maybe rotation, but medium term definitely not. French was saying what's the best pick and what is the best punt pick between Salah and Palmer? I expect their ownership to be fairly similar. I think Salah will be captained by more people than Palmer will. But they're going to be quite close between them. I don't think you could say who's the best punt. I'd probably say Palmer's the best punt because there might be a high ceiling. I think the Fulham defense is okay. They do have their injuries though. Let's go, says Siddharth. Let's go indeed. Thank you for FPL hits. Linus was saying, how's it? Harry saying, what moves are you looking to make? I'll get on to those fairly shortly. Let me just... you look different. Thank you. Maybe I look younger. Sat on 975 now. Okay, where am I? Okay, cool. So at least I'm beating you, Harry. That's all I care about. Yeah, I got a shave and a haircut. That's why I probably look about 10 years younger. Marco, nice shirt, yeah. We got the Liverpool LeBron James shirt on today. I'm hoping for a big haul from Liverpool in terms of 3 points. Maybe not in terms of Salah. Don't have him as my captain. Let me just correct something quickly though. He is my vice captain though. Yeah, so that was just a mistake from last week. For the next 2, Enzo, Bruno, or Rodgers. So I probably wouldn't. I mean, City's defense has been so bad. Surely United gets something against them. But I'd probably say you go for one of the other options. I would say maybe take the punt on Enzo for the next 2. But I like Rodgers. I think Rodgers is okay as well. But yeah, Bruno, I think if you're going to take a punt, I almost would eliminate the Man City game. Should I definitely not start on Boomer? No, you can. I mean, the Chelsea defense hasn't been super watertight. It's just, unfortunately, in my starting 11, my other attackers are better fixtures. But if you need to start him, you can go for it. How old are you? I'm 26 years young. No, actually, I was 26 years old. Actually, let me do a poll quick. So you guys in the chat, you can vote on this poll. It is, who is your captain? Okay, so just excuse the options here because I feel like there's only 2 options this week. But I mean, I guess you could go for something like an Isaac. Let's just put Isaac there. Then let me do this. Let me put other. Let me just say other. I mean, I don't really think there's that many options. Other is Haaland, basically. Marco saying Trent or Isaac high priority. That's a very good question. It's something that I'm asking myself, to be honest. I probably would say Trent because of the double game week. If you guys haven't seen, it's provisionally scheduled for game week 24. So game week 24 is the provisional scheduling of the Merseyside derby now that has been postponed. So game week 24 is going to be a double for Liverpool, and therefore you might want to go for those Liverpool options in the medium term. So I would say Trent probably a high priority, but it's very close between the two. Top advice from last week, I'm at least happy it was some, because there was also some things I think I said that were outrageous. They weren't the best kind of suggestions, but I guess it is how it is in FPL. Saliba or Trent? I think you have to prioritize Trent. He's the best kind of a defender in the game at the moment. I would say Trent, but like Saliba's also good, because for me what's tough is that I think that Arsenal have the better two next fixtures. So in the next two, there might be more high scoring than Trent. And that's why I'm deciding, because I might go for both options, but do I go for an Arsenal defender rather this week than Trent? That's what I'm kind of pondering at the moment. Cunha out if he blanks again. I think it's going to be the same as this week. He blanked, but he's got Ipswich. If he blanks, he's got Leicester. So I think we might just kind of roll with him for the next 2 weeks. Is Alisson Becker ready to start? Yeah, so he started in the Champions League. He should be okay. And I'm actually looking to bring him in potentially this week. Cunha or Wood for Isaac? I think I would... I mean, who does Wood play? Wood plays Aston Villa this week, and then he plays Brentford. I mean, Wood's probably the better overall finisher than a Cunha. But I think I would just play the fixtures and probably just keep Cunha and hope that he calls against the newly promoted teams. Okay, so last question from Yash. Bench Cunha, Gordon or Semenyo? I would bench Semenyo. Bench Cole, Van Hekke, Gabriel or Aitnari? I'd bench Cole. I don't think Brentford's a bad attack. They're a bad defense away from him, but I don't know if they're the worst attack. Okay, so let's go over some moves, and then maybe you guys can give me your thoughts about these transfers. So first of all, we almost definitely are going to be doing a defensive switch. Now, the only thing that changes between doing a one transfer and two transfers is the fact of early Gabriel team sheet news. So at the moment, apparently he trained, which was weird because he wasn't in any training pictures from yesterday. So as far as we know, he's apparently trained and should be okay. But if he hasn't traveled with Arsenal, I'll be making two defensive switches. At the moment, looking at only making one. So my plan initially is to take out Mbeumo because I need funds. You guys can see I've got 0.0 in the bank. We are flat broke. We've exchanged all our points in for our budget. So 0.0 in the bank, and that's why I need Mbeumo for the funds. If you guys want to keep Mbeumo, that's also okay, but I need to take him out. So let's just put in Enzo for now because he's cheaper than Rodgers. For me, it's between those two assets though, Rodgers and Enzo. I like Rodgers more as an FPL asset, but Enzo's cheaper and he's okay. The only thing it does block me from a potential Cole move in the future, which I might not like. So the transfer I was initially going to do is I would rather take out Dalot than Guardiola. Guardiola just has some good fixtures coming up: Everton, Leicester, West Ham. And that's why if I can take out Dalot, I would take him out instead of Guardiola. And therefore, I'd probably just go for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's 7.0 million. It gives me 0.4 to spend now. I could go for Rodgers if I want to with that 0.4, but I think Enzo's decent enough. I don't have to play him every single week. The only thing I might want to check is just kind of the rotation between Semenyo and Enzo. So it's kind of game week 21, 22, 24 that are bad. So let's check Enzo's fixtures or Palmer's fixtures. Game week 21, 22, and 24. So you see West Ham, Bournemouth, and Wolves. Those fixtures are pretty okay. Let's check Rodgers quickly as well, just for kind of consistency. So game week 21, Arsenal away, Everton away, and then Arsenal away, and then Wolves away. So it's also okay fixtures. He has a bit less that home game, which might be quite nice. What's that, game week 20? I mean, okay, yeah, it's like marginal, I guess. So those are the moves that I was thinking about, but now I'm thinking about that additional transfer. So Let's just say that Gabriel is rumored not to play. I will then take out Guardiola and I will just go for probably someone like a Timber, or I could afford a Saliba. So let's just say an Arsenal defender. So these are the moves I will do if Gabriel is rumored to not start. However, if he does play, I'm okay with Trent, Ait-Nori and Gabriel. Those fixtures on paper look okay to me. Now though, if I wanted to use the third transfer, what transfer would you guys do? So the first one could be Isaac in for Jackson, but with Nkunku potentially not in training, I think Jackson is nailed even more. So I think between those two assets, it's a luxury move to take out Jackson for Isaac. So therefore, I'll just keep it. So my next move is probably a goalkeeper. There's no goalkeeper I like though with a 0.4 upgrade. And that's why I was thinking of potentially keeping Dalot for this week, just benching him. And then going for Trent instead of Guardiola. And that now gives me 1.3 to upgrade. So what I could do then is I could do Flecken to Raya, I could do Flecken to Alisson. And I'd probably say Alisson is just edging it a bit with that double coming up for Liverpool. So I could do this as my third of 3 free transfers. So it would be Alisson in, Trent in, and Enzo in. And I like these moves. I don't think Flecken or Fabianski has particularly great fixtures coming up. I don't like an expensive goalkeeper, but this might be worth it with the double coming up for Liverpool. So those are the moves I'm thinking about doing. As I think it was Marco that said earlier on, what we could also do is we could take out Cunha for Isaac if we feel Isaac is less of a priority, let's say that, than one of our other assets. And then we've got 5.5 in the bank. What we then could do is we could bring in Rodgers. Let's just go for Enzo again though. And then we could take out Guardiola for Timber or Saliba, whoever. However, that's saying that Isaac is more of a priority than Trent, and I probably would say Trent is more now at the moment. But if you guys like this combination more, just let me know, and we could maybe work with it. Can't do the goalkeeper switch, but I wouldn't take a hit for a goalkeeper anyways. So these moves could also look pretty strong. Just kind of depends what I want to roll with it as. I don't think I could afford, yeah, I'm just 0.1 off going from Dalot to Timber, so it would have to be Guardiola. But yeah, so those are the kind of the moves I'm thinking. I think definitely it's Enzo in for Mbumo, that's almost certain. It just depends on what I use the funds for, and that's what I'm struggling with at the moment. I would say that Trent is more of a priority than Isaac is though, unless I wanted to captain Isaac, which I don't. But yeah, a lot to kind of ponder. I've just brought Enzo in, says Martin. Cool, so we might be on the same page. Cunha to Isaac, what do you think? I like the move. I think that you're probably prioritizing Isaac over Trent, but if you think that Trent is worth it, not worth it, then go for that. That looks like pretty good. I prefer Guardiola to Trent benching Dalot, says Martin. Okay, I just don't know if I'm going to play Dalot though. I think I'll probably sell him next week anyways. Just joined. Any moves done? No moves done. What chips have you used so far? Adam, I've used the triple captain and the first wild card. KSI just did a £500 super chat to Andy and said Gabriel is out. Okay, but why is KSI donating £500 to Andy? He should donate to one of the other streamers like Davey FPL, but no, he doesn't even watch that. Okay, I'll check that up. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but maybe KSI has some prime links there. Are you sure on Palmer? Okay, so actually that's a good, I'm surprised no one's brought this up, but yes, I am looking to captain Palmer over Salah, and the reason for this is I own Jackson, so I'm kind of putting all my eggs in one basket, and I'm just hoping that Jackson bangs, Palmer bangs, and Chelsea score 17 goals. Any transfer plans for goalkeepers? Probably, yeah, so Vincent, I'm looking at bringing in Alisson this week. Okay, I see the message you were talking about. And then Focal posted like a late fitness test, which is probably not what you want to see. The thing is surely like, because that's the thing is like a late fitness test, it can be either way. So it's basically like I could say, yo, Salah's having a late fitness test. And then if he misses out, I can say I'm a genius. And if he starts, I can say, yo, he had a late fitness test. So don't think it gives too much. The moves look solid. So Darth, which moves though? Yeah, I guess. If so, I could just put Enzo in. Enzo over Semenyo. Just go all hands on deck of the Chelsea game and just hope that they do well. Who to remove for Trent? Van der Berg or Mikolenko? Mikolenko might have a double coming up, Danny, in 24. So just take out Van der Berg then. Wood to Isaac. I like the move, but I think Wood's still a quality striker. But I think Isaac probably has the highest ceiling. It's just that like Aston Villa game. I know Villa have been conceding, but it's not as optimal. Let's just say that. Thoughts on Grieve for Hausen? Krishna, hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm going to keep Gabriel for future fixtures. Yeah, I would keep Gabriel. I wouldn't take him out, especially if it is like he's close to full fitness, which it seems like he is. It's just, yeah, I don't. If he doesn't play this week, I have no defensive coverage, especially if I take out Guardiola instead of Dalot. Because I'm okay if Guardiola comes off the bench. Like United at home is not the worst fixture in the world. It does worry me though that like with that Man City defensive form. So that's why if Gabriel is a risk, I might just do 2 free transfers and put Aït-Nouri on the bench and then hope that he plays. Start Aït-Nouri or Porro. Don't Spurs have Southampton? I'd play Porro, yeah. Just trust them. Just trust Porro and Spurs a bit more, even though they've got a lot of defensive injuries as well. Start Bruno or Semenyo. I'm a fixture sort of manager, although Man City have been terrible, and Bruno's also on penalties. So I would say if you still have Bruno and you're not taking him out, I don't mind starting him this week. I think he has a lot of more avenues for points than Semenyo does. Chill22 saying Davy, Haaland and Mbeumo out to Isaac and Salah. Yeah, those moves look really strong, especially if you want to captain Salah this week, Chill. Cunha to Isaac for a hit. Now, I don't think I did for a hit. I think for free it's okay. But for a hit, I don't know. What do you think about double Arsenal? Yeah, I think that should be the priority, Matthew. It's double Arsenal defense and Saka. That's the best combination. I would prioritize Arsenal assets as well as Liverpool assets, I think, this week. Porro could get rotated. He looked knackered and played Thursday. Spence is due a start and wasn't in the... Yeah, Martin, but like, how much football has Spence played, you know? That's like my only question. I don't think he's played a lot of football, so I don't know if he can be sort of thrown into those. And because he wasn't in the Europa squad, I don't think that's a good thing. It might be a bad thing. Naveen saying Enzo, Trent, Timber in for Mbeumo. Yeah, so that's also what I'm looking at. If there's news that Gabriel's out, that's definitely what I'll do. Between Timber and Saliba, there might be some questions, but I think Timber because of the price tag. I'm worried about Jackson. Jackson to Isaac, what do you think, Rafa? So I get the blank last week might not have been great, but if Nkunku's out, he's guaranteed to play the majority of minutes anyway. So I think it's an okay fixture. I mean, the thing is, people are like, I've seen a lot of people captaining Palmer. And if you think Palmer does well, Chelsea do well, hopefully Jackson's involved in some of that, you know? So I'm fine with him. Nkunku out. Joe, he didn't travel for the Conference League, and then he wasn't in the latest training squad that went out. Yeah. So he might not be injured. He might just have had a rest, things like that. But there was a rumor that he didn't travel because of an injury, and that could have been it. Flecken to Allison, Mbeumo to Enzo, Dalot to Trent. Can I afford that? I think I have to go for Guardiola out. I think it's Guardiola out. Okay. So you're saying those moves look solid, Joe. Rogers away to tough Nottingham Forest or Mud to leaky Man City. So Goose, I think you've already made your question there, brother. You've already answered your own question there by your description. I would say though that I think I would go for Rogers though, to be honest. Mazraoui or Digne? I would go for Digne. I mean Mazraoui has City. That's not great. Rogers, Semenyo, and João Pedro, who to bench? Probably Rogers. Can you please show the XG clean sheet stats? Oh yeah, sorry, thank you for that one. Let me go over, let me just bring it up on screen. So these are from Rob T FPL. This is just an update of the Ultimate Guide. So I covered these numbers in the Ultimate Guide, but I think I released it on about Tuesday, Wednesday. So since then, there have been some updates. I mean, you guys can just see this week could have a ton of goals in it. So we have how many teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 teams over 2 expected goals in the game. I mean, simply outstanding. It's going to be ridiculous. This could be a 100 club a week, definitely. So Chelsea at the top, Liverpool, or Newcastle second at 2.7. Then we have Arsenal, Spurs, that North London derby on 2.45. Then you have Man City on 2.2, and finally Bournemouth on 2.1. So if you guys are looking to make some upgrades, definitely target these teams with better kind of stats or goals projections. In terms of clean sheets, Arsenal have risen to 55%, which is literally a super high chance of a clean sheet. I'd say almost a guaranteed clean sheet for Arsenal. And then we have 40%ers for Liverpool as well as Newcastle. And then we have a big drop to about 32 for Chelsea, then 29. So we've got Wolves, Brighton, City, all on 29%. So that's why I don't mind the Guardiola to Trent move, because I'm getting a high chance of clean sheets and also Trent off as attacking threat. So that's why I don't mind that move if you guys want clarity on that one. Don't mind starting Nori. 29% isn't too shabby for, I think it's 4.7. But yeah, that's why I said Arsenal defenders are priority. And that's why I was like, maybe I should go for Timber instead of Trent this week. But I think it's almost a no-brainer to go for Trent if you have the opportunity. But yeah, I'll leave these up for a little bit. You guys can maybe ponder them. These are super helpful in terms of benching headaches, as well as kind of attacking transfers, that sort of thing. Captaincy as well, but captaincy this week is so close. Because I probably would say, even though Chelsea have a high projection, Salah is involved in more goals than Palmer is for me. Chelsea and Liverpool are so close, difficult to choose. Yeah, it's very difficult to choose between them. And that's almost left it up to like, okay, I own Jackson. I'm going to kind of just hope that they score a ton of goals. Is Gabriel playing this week, Mohammed? I don't know. I can go check Twitter again for you, but... the last we heard, you had a late fitness test, which I mean, like, that's basically nothing. That's useless information. Okay, I don't see anything. Yeah, no early team sheet news. Office Spill, thank you for the super chat. You're saying your wild card is Allison, Fabianski, Trent, Timber, Kirkes, Cole, Johnson, Saka, Palmer, Salah, Enzo, Ahmad, Isaac, Pedro, Strand, Larson. Any changes you think you'd make? Okay. I'm just checking something. So are you saying is it this Johnson? Is he your 3.9 defender? Because that's okay. I might look to get someone that at least starts, especially if you have 0.3 in the bank. I know Greaves doesn't play, but there could be someone like a Sepp van der Berg. He's 4.1. Like, maybe just go there and use that as a kind of getting a better defensive coverage player. Otherwise, I like the defense. I think, though, that I would probably try and get double Arsenal. So, yeah, I know you've got Kirkes here, but could you... I'm trying to see where else you could get, because you've already got Enzo, and you got Ahmad, you got Isaac, Pedro, Strand, Larson. Yeah, so it looks like your team value might not be the best. So for that, I think the team looks fine. Ahmad is not the most nailed player, but I mean, he's pretty cheap. I'd say maybe if you don't, like, how much is Ahmad versus Rodgers? Okay, so if you don't upgrade your other defender, I would just probably go for Rodgers over a Mud. I'm just worried there might be a rotation upcoming, and then Strand Larsen's fine, yeah. So the attack is okay. The attack is good. But yeah, just look at Johnson, and then I'd look at a Mud. Would you start Enzo if you start him? No, I'd just bench him, Joe. It's just purely for funds. It's the same with Rodgers. I'd probably bench Rodgers as well. Thank you, Dorichi. Did you ask a question? Okay. I can take out Saka, Gabriel, and Brumo Jackson for Bowen, Trent, Gordon, and Isaac. No, so you're taking out Saka, I wouldn't do that. You're taking out Gabriel, I wouldn't do that. You take out Brumo, that's fine. Jackson is a bit maybe sideways. I'd say, I don't know about Bowen, Trent. What you could do is you could bring in Trent and other means, or you could just go for Brumo to Gordon, couldn't you, Dorichi? Just give me some context about your money and that sort of thing. Any transfer plans? Yeah, there's a few. So currently looking, I'm definitely probably going to take Mbuma out for Enzo. Then it's just what I do with my defense. Do I take Guardiola or Dalot out for Trent? And is Trent better than an Arsenal defender? Which I probably would say so. And then in terms of our goalkeeper, do we go for Alisson instead of Flecken? That could be a move that we make. Yeah, so I think the definite move is Trent. Okay, I'm just going to check Twitter. Yeah, I don't see anything on Twitter as of now. Sorry, let me go back to my actual team. So that, yeah, you guys can see that, I think. Just cut it a bit on the side. Okay. Yeah, so those are the moves I'm considering. I think it's definitely Enzo Trent. And then it just depends if I want to do the goalkeeper switch, or if we get news about Gabriel not traveling or something like that, then I'll take out the lot for Timber. So yeah, I could almost lock in the Enzo move, I think. I just might wait though till late in the deadline. Dad's old 4 megabyte USB stick. Thank you for the super chat saying I was gonna watch with sent away. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, you didn't have to. I should be paying you for the compliment, but appreciate it. This is a family-friendly stream though, so any family or friends you want to watch with, that's okay. But yeah, I'll not get a haircut next time. Gabriel and Timber have not traveled to Goodison Park. Vincent, thank you. Good. It's a good thing that they're not playing there. But appreciate it. Kirkes for Dalot. Yeah, that move looks fine. The Bournemouth defense has improved, and you would have seen that in the ultimate guide. Their stats are looking pretty strong. So, yeah, like there's a few teams like that are surprising this season. Fulham are one of them. Nottingham Forest also look pretty good. So these more budget defenders are okay. Also like Cowell, there might be some rotation with him, but I'm fairly sure he's okay. Who to start, Enzo or Semenyo? I'd go Semenyo. I could do Trent and Isaac without getting rid of Saka and Gabriel, but then I'd have to sell Onana and get a goalkeeper cheaper by 0.3. Okay, let's check something. For how much is Onana? He's 4.9. Okay, what are the goalkeepers that are pretty cheap? I mean, there is the play of going for Pickford because he has a double. It's just that the fixtures are terrible. So I probably wouldn't go for him. How are Brighton's fixtures? Yeah, maybe go for Verbruggen. I think he might be a good option. I like the fact that you can get Trent in without taking out your like suckers and stuff. I can't really suggest going for Flecken or going for Fabianski, as they've been terrible for me. Buying and benching Enzo. Yeah, it would be buying and benching Enzo. Like, obviously, I think he has potential, but it's just the fact that I think the other players in my team have better fixtures and more attacking roles in their respective teams. If my team was your team, would you bench Bruno Fernandes or João Pedro? I'd probably bench Bruno, Francois. It's tough, but Arsenal have a home fixture. Yes, Vijay. Vincent was just trolling a bit. But yeah, no, like that's why I said at least they're not playing there. Mbumo or Wolves? I'd probably go Wolves. Interesting, I'll take the punt with Verbruggen, thanks. Good thing I rolled into 4 transfers, can keep 2 again. Yeah, you're just flexing it with all your transfers. What about Forster as a cheap keeper? Yeah, Chris, that could also be true. Look, the Spurs defense is not fantastic, but they're not the worst. So yeah, Forster's actually a good suggestion there. And the fixtures also look pretty okay. So he's 4.3, even cheaper, Dorici. So if you want to go there, that's also fun. And as far as I know, aren't you a Spurs fan? So you should be looking at your goalkeeper. George is saying Cunha and Bumo and Lewis. For Isaac, Semenyo and Hall for free. Yeah, those moves look fine. The only one that might have some hesitation is the Cunha to Isaac, but they just have the reverse fixtures, and you probably would definitely say that Isaac has a higher chance of scoring than Cunha does. It's just like, it seems like for me what people are doing is they're prioritizing Isaac instead of Trent, which is okay, that's also 100%. But like I think I would slightly prefer Trent in my team. Feltman worth for the hold. Let's see. So I'm assuming that he was benched last week. You know, he's fine for the hold, but just make sure that you have defensive coverage, because like if Gabriel doesn't play and your only coverage is Feltman, then you might not be looking at too many sub appearance points. Are you bringing in Allison for? Okay, so I can't say. Okay, Shamir, yeah, you've corrected yourself there. But yeah, I might be looking to bring in Allison for Flecken. Which one should I bench? Cunha, João Pedro, Wood, Bruno, Semenyo. I'd bench Bruno. And I'd bench maybe Semenyo. He's on penalties, that sort of thing. If Gabriel is out, play Miko or -4 to Kokes or Kowal. I don't like the -4's Milos, so I would probably just play Miko. Rule number 1 of FPL, do not take your own team besides its Spurs. I want to watch without looking, unless we were as good as you look. Yeah, so that's the tough part. Is like, now I have to go watch after this. Liverpool versus Fulham, and Salah is going to be captained by a whole bunch of people, and I'm going to be sitting there without him captained. Obviously, I'll be happy if he scores. It's always club first, but in the back of your mind, you're just thinking, that's a red arrow. So we'll see. But I get what you're saying about being able to watch. Start Guardiola or Aït-Nouri. I just go for Aït-Nouri. Never captain the early kickoff. Tie. Depends. Every time someone says it, or the goalpost shift, it's either it's only the Saturday, like early kickoff. It's not like if the game is later. Sometimes it's only if there's one game. Now there's multiple. So it just depends. Like, I don't really believe in the curse, but let's see what happens today. Why hasn't Trent played the full 90? He's just come back from injury, so they were just settling him in. But I think as of now, he should be okay for the future. Van Dijk, good for the next few if I can't afford Trent. Yeah, he's also fine. Telling myself that because I have Cole Palmer captain. That might be a little bit hectic. Okay, so Chris Foster, I missed your message. I'm going Faiz, Mbumo, and Chihomi to Andy Robertson, Ahmad, and João Pedro. Can you afford Van Dijk instead of Robbo, Chris? Locking in Enzo and Trent moves. No, I'm just going to wait and see if we get any early team sheet news. Zubar saying, how are you doing from Santon? Very nice. I think I drove through Santon today. I was in Rosebank for paddle this morning. Early kickoff, of course, is the early only. Even Friday night's better. Yeah, so it's only in SA, it's the this is the 1:30 kickoff. So whatever kickoff that is in the UK. Play Guardiola, Hall, or Wood. I always go for the attacker, so I'd go Wood. Bench 2, Ait Norrie, Rogers, and Semenyo. I'd bench Rogers, and I'd bench Semenyo. Play an attacker, Melon. What do you think about Vison and Boomer? I've got both. They're fine. For me, it's more I can get value from Mbumo, but if you have to play him, you want to keep him, it's perfectly fine. I like your potential move, but why not Raya instead of Allison? So Zaid, this is a good question because I was asking myself this as well because I would obviously prefer to have Raya between the sticks. The only thing though is that would I maybe want an Arsenal defender later down the line? And maybe I would. And I do prefer their outfield defenders so much more than their goalkeeper, Raya. It's just they seem like they have massive attacking threat. But it is a good question because if I don't go for a Timber or Saliba later on, I would prefer going for Raya now. So, I mean, maybe we should go do some planning. Let's maybe look at some planning. Let me see if I can bring up a planning website here for you guys. Okay, so let's just go over FPL.team. Just give me a second while I adjust here. Okay, cool. You guys can see the FPL team on there. Okay, let me just refresh. Okay. You guys can see that. Okay, so let's go over the moves we would make if we went for Allison. Okay, so Becker, Allison, and Boomer would be out. We would go for Enzo. We would then sub and we'd take Guardiola out and we'd go for Trent. And then sub Ait Norrie in here. Okay, cool. So cool. 3 transfers used. We have 0.4 in the bank. Okay, so next week, Allison and Spurs, we have to play him. We've got Trent, Ait Norrie. I think I'd keep the defense the same. In our midfield department, who do Aston Villa play this week? They play Man City. Okay, so we could play Enzo here instead of Semenyo. I don't know. We'll roll with this team. Don't think I have to make a transfer. I could make a transfer, but I think I'm okay with the selection at the moment. So then we go to 2 free transfers. Okay, now we might look to make another switch. Okay, so we've got United. I think Cunha's fixtures get tough from this point. So what we could do is take out Cunha. And we have a bit of cash in the bank. Okay, so who has good fixtures from this point of view? I mean, Haaland. Can we go for Haaland? Southampton, Spurs, West Ham or Southampton, but then they got bad fixtures. Where Fulham, Chelsea. Like maybe what we do is we just bench Cunha this week, or what we could do is we could take out Cunha for like a Raul Jimenez. Just bench him though. And now what we could do is if we don't like Dalot, we could go for Timber. Yeah, we could just do this then. And then we have them. How are the Arsenal fixtures after this though? Not the best. This would be a tough benching decision. I might just bench Enzo. Or actually, I'll just bench Semenyo. Yeah, so it is tough. It is tough of I mean, could go for someone else here defensively. Like a Robinson from Fulham, that's also valid. Does keep the spot open for Liverpool attacker. I just don't know if I would go for one of them though. Yeah, so that's kind of the reason. It's the fact that Alisson, like I don't really know if I want a Van Dijk, but I might want a Timber or Saliba. But yeah, it is close between them. It is close between Raya and it is close between Alisson. Okay, let's go check Twitter with 14 minutes to go. Sorry, I see we had a super chat. Let me just cover this one. Make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Okay, so 000 is saying I've got 3 free transfers, DCL, Mbumo, and Johnson for Cunha, Saka, Iwobi, Isaac, Saka, Dibbling, Jackson, Saka, and Enzo. Or Isaac, Odegaard, and keep Johnson. I would do Isaac, Saka, Dibbling, as long as you can just bench Dibbling most weeks. That transfer looks pretty good, I won't lie. Yeah, so that's option 2, 000. I kind of think we need, yeah, so it is true, Zaid. We probably do need coverage now, but yeah. It's just like, yeah, I think there's a big difference between Raya and like other defenders. But yeah, maybe we go for Raya. I mean, it's not, I kind of back it, to be honest. Okay, let me just see something here. Okay, so Gabriel's with the squad. He's on the bus. Okay, so surely that means that he plays then. Yeah, surely if so the news is that Gabriel's been seen with the squad. He's on the bus. So you'd assume if he failed the fitness test, he would be he wouldn't be traveling. Okay, so are we gonna do these moves then? So we now don't have to do a second defensive switch because hopefully Gabriel plays, and I'm fine with playing Ait-Nori Trent. Are we now going to bring in Raya instead of Alisson for these next few fixtures? And then we would have to take out Guardiola for Trent. Okay, I'm just trying to see, okay, because that means that we locked in with Raya long term then. But around game week 24, maybe we want like a Jota or something. Maybe we want like a Luis Diaz. Or maybe a Van Dijk. I'm just trying to compare clean sheets now, like more close term versus long term. Okay, Fulham, Leicester. Is Fulham a clean sheet? I don't think Spurs is a clean sheet, but I think Leicester will be a clean sheet. And then we're going to get game week 24 anyways. I mean, it's boring, but I think it probably makes more sense, right? I want to hear your thoughts on assistant manager. When I saw, so I played a paddle game and then I came home and I saw it was announced, and my initial impression was like, I don't exactly know if this chip is going to be that great. Yeah, Joe, as you're saying. Okay, maybe then we go Raya. I think that move makes sense on paper. Hi, Davey, another thought. Naveen, post your thought. I'm going to check Twitter the final seconds, and then we can go over. Torn between Isaac and Palmer for captain. I'd probably go Palmer. He's when you have to decide between a forward and a midfielder, the midfielders usually have a bit more kind of points avenues, such as like an extra point for per goal, that sort of thing, clean sheet point. Any downside do you think? Yeah, okay. Isaac, Trent, Enzo in for Jackson, Guardiola, Bumo. Feel next week Isaac can go crazy. Yeah, that is true. Like, Isaac could do well. I just feel like Jackson to Isaac's a bit more of a luxury move, where I feel like the Raya upgrade might equal more points. Will Timber play Nikhil? Yeah, he will. What time? I'd say Van Dijk. The forwards and the midfielders are too hard to kind of explore. Okay, so we're gonna go for these transfers then. Is everyone liking these transfers? I think we do these. So it's Flecken out, Raya in, Guardiola out, Trent in, and Mbumo to Enzo. Because I can't even do Rodgers anymore. I have to go for Enzo. I just hope that Gabriel plays then, because otherwise we are not looking good. Okay. Okay, I think we do these transfers. Okay, so make transfers. Let me just check again. Raya, Trent, Enzo, and Mbumo. I'd go Alisson rather. It's just, yeah, I think you'd want defensive coverage now. And then maybe I can go for Van Dijk instead of Alisson, which I mean, he does offer some attacking threat. Yeah, it's close. Now I'm second guessing it. Should I go for Alisson rather? Go Alisson. I prefer... I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Raya, and then instead of going for Alisson, I'll try and get Van Dijk in 2 weeks' time or something like that. I think maybe that's what I'll try and do for the double. So I'm going to confirm these. Let me just make some switches here. Okay, so let me just post this team to Discord quick. And then I'll do some quick fire rounds. Okay, so I've just posted it. Not starting Enzo, no. I think I'm gonna just bench him. I prefer the players on the rest of my attack. Surely you start Enzo over Semenyo. I don't know. I think West Ham concede quite a few. Have you taken into account both Fulham starting or not playing? Yes, I did, D1. I did consider that. I still feel like their starting left back Robinson will still be fit though, so maybe there'll be more chances through the middle box, but don't exactly know. No, don't look at the Cunha bench thing. That's just fake news. May the Green Arrows be with us all, Zed. 100%, hopefully. Allison fit to play. Oh, he is fit to play. So if you want to go for Allison Ray is close. Allison probably better, but maybe in the future we can unlock a Van Dijk or someone like that in our kind of defensive department. Bench Pedro instead of Enzo. No, I still feel like I'll go for João Pedro. Maybe if Enzo was on penalties or something like that, we could. Any more subs? No, Sammy. If you have to drop off, you can. Nanad, no question, just saying hello to Heavy and wishing luck to everyone. Thank you, Nanad, always a legend. How much money in the bank? 0.2 million, Mohammed. SHR, 0.2 left after that. Treble saying Haaland Hall tomorrow. We need to slap the rags more than ever. Tomorrow says Treble. Okay. I mean, there's going to come a time when City and Haaland bang. It's just natural. They're too good to not. Any Spurs options? Seeing they're playing Southampton. I like Kulu. He was benched in the Europa League, so he should be fine. Semenyo Rogers. Semenyo. Enzo Rogers. I think they're similar. Rogers is better for the medium term or long term. I like Enzo, though, because he's cheaper. So I needed some funds. And with my moves that I did, I couldn't even afford Rogers. So, yeah. Don't worry about the Cunha benched. It's just fake news. Okay, so if you want the Liverpool team, Alisson's playing, Trent's playing, Gomez, Virgil, Robinson, Gravenberch, Jones, Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Luis Diaz. So a pretty attacking lineup, to be honest. So once again, actually I can just show you guys on stream. So if you guys want the Liverpool team news, here it is. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Virgil, Robertson. So just take note of that. So that's all the major players are starting. Will Alisson play? Nikhil, you've got confirmation now that he is going to play. Thoughts on Joe Gomez? Yeah, that's okay. I don't think he's as reliable as like a Van Dijk, but while Konate's out injured, he should be nailed. He's in better form, Mark. Yeah, so if you guys want to start Enzo over Semenyo, that's also 100% fine. Captain Evan Nilsson. No, I think you got enough captaincy options without going there. Who would you play between Rodgers or Enzo? I'd probably go Enzo, better fixture. Why Palmer over Salah? So it's quite close between them, and I own Jackson. So I'm kind of hoping that Chelsea do super well. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. There's two ways you can do it. The first way is you can say, okay, Jackson covers maybe the Palmer captaincy because maybe they share assists and goals. So I'm going to go for Salah. Or you can say I'm just going to punt and hope that Chelsea do super well and therefore like Palmer and Jackson do well as well. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. I'm going to just put all my eggs in one basket. -4 to bring in Alisson. Never like a -4 for a goalkeeper switch, but since he has the double game week coming up, I'd say it's okay. I just don't expect it to pay off in like 1 week or 2 weeks. It might be a bit more of a longer one. Start Isaac or Rodgers? Mario, definitely Isaac. Rodgers or Enzo to start? I'd say I go for Enzo. The fixture's slightly better. Please tell me the way to make 3 free transfers like you. Okay, so you just keep on stacking them. Or if you're talking about my moves, I've done Trent in for Guardiola. I've done Raya in for Flecken. And my third transfer was in Boomer down to Enzo. 4-1 Liverpool today. You heard it here first. Okay, so you're expecting Fulham to score, which might be likely. As long as we get the dub though, Jagsing, that's all that matters. We do have a very short amount of time left. 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be the deadline. Or, as we like to say, so Darth has already done it, TUPD time. So we have officially reached the deadline. A bit of a weird timing of the stream, but late on a Saturday. Hopefully you guys still managed to join and get some questions in. I know the transfers might not seem that insane, maybe a little bit of boring transfers. Alisson over Raya could be quite up and down, but let's just see how it kind of plays out. I've prioritized the Arsenal defense. Hopefully Gabriel starts and keeps a clean sheet. Otherwise we'll be very sad about our transfers. This is always the part of the season when Trent bangs his Mohamed. Hopefully he does. I hope Verbruggen smashes how Flecken didn't work out. Watch Flecken save a Palmer penalty now. Touch wood that doesn't happen. But just imagine, I will absolutely cry if that happens. Vincent, yes, it is time. Green arrows, says Shian. Just green arrows. Hopefully we do get that. Martin says, we have the exact same except I have Odegaard, Isaac, and bench fodder Marsh. He plays with Semenyo, Jackson, and Cunha. Taking upon an Odegaard, although blocks another. Good luck. 100% Martin, you can go for kind of 2 defenders or 2 attackers. If Arsenal continue to score lots of goals, you might be golden. But I'm going to end the stream here. One of the first times I've done yeah, same. It's probably one of the first goalkeeper transfers I've done, but it just shows you what Flecken does to a man. But I'm going to end the stream here, guys. As always, hopefully the green arrow is in your favor. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. Hopefully you guys have a safe weekend. I am going away, so I might pre-record a video for next week. And then I'll see you guys back for Gameweek 18's deadline stream and all that festive goodness. So I'm going to be signing off for the time being. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend and a green arrow. Cheers. Bye.